Hello guys, and welcome back to the Force Lines YouTube channel, and a brand new series here today with the ending of the Lyon series. Something needs to take its place, and here it is. This series is called In Bruges, and in the series we're going to be taking charge of Cercle Brugge in Belgium. It's going to be a bit of a change in that I've downloaded the LFC Marshall update. There's a link in the description if you want to download it as well. And basically the update is it adds all the promotions and relegations from this past season, and also new signings up until, I don't know when it was up until, but I know Firmino is a Liverpool player on this new update. I don't know where the transfers are up to. I don't know how far he got with them, but I don't know if he's going to be doing another update before the new FM comes out. I don't know what will be happening with that, but yeah. So with this series, we're going to be playing Cercle Brugge, and we're going to be starting from the Belgian second division, the second tier of Belgium. And the reason I decided to go with Cercle Brugge was that one of the things I wanted to do was be a team that is kind of the second best team in a city. So other people have been doing similar things. For example, Second Yellow Card, quite a big FM YouTuber, is doing a series with Paris FC, and the FM Hub is doing a series with FC Eindhoven. And I think it's just a really good thing to do to try and bring a club out from. Cercle Brugge isn't really in the shadow of Club Bruges, Cercle Brugge. But, you know, at one point they were equals, but I guess in the past few years they have kind of slipped a bit. I mean, they were in the same league as Club Bruges for a while, but they've just been relegated to the second tier this past season. So I thought, let's try and get them back up, try and get them up to Club Bruges level. So I don't know what my goals will be for this season. Of course, yeah, I usually like to do 3 years and then see where we go from there. But ultimately, I'd like to get Cercle Brugge back up to the top in the first couple of years. Try and get him. Well, if we go long term, I want to win the Belgian Pro League with them. And another thing I would like to do is do the double over Club Bruges for like 2 years in a row or something along those lines. So that's it really. I'll tell you a bit about Cercle Brugge as far as their history goes in a little bit, and we will get into some meetings first of all, I think. So here we go. We've got to meet. So Cercle Brugge hire 9 as the manager. 9 is said to be relishing the opportunity to manage at Jan Breidel Stadium. Same stadium it's shared with Club Brugge. And the Grunzvaart, which is green and black, which is the nickname of Cercle Brugge, and the kit, of course. Supporters are sure to be hoping he can make a difference to their team. So no point looking at career summary because this is our first job. I'm not going to show you like my contract or anything. It's 3,900 a week, and we get 25 grand if we win the Belgian Cup. But that was only for 1 year, so we'll see what happens with that. So we've got a personal manager from Paul van den Driesch. I do apologise if I butcher any pronunciations. Be sure to correct me if I do mispronounce anything, and you know I am. It's a telling meeting with the chairman, Paul van Heek. Let's get this meeting started. Yep, let's do it. Yeah, give me a thing about history and then I'll talk about it as well. So expectation is to win promotion back to the Belgian Pro League. Hopefully we'll do that this year. We'll see what happens. Our wage budget is £65,000 a week, which isn't a lot. I'm pretty sure that's going to be almost topped off, if not topped off. We have no transfer budget, so if we are going to make any signings, we are going to have to rely on loan signings, and even then, you know, we might be overspent on our wages already. Even with that budget, we might already be overspent. We'll see though. So we can't say anything different than those expectations are fine. I don't think we want any philosophies. We're only on a 1 year contract, so if we do stay on and sign another deal, then I'll look at some philosophies. We'll do a press conference. I won't be showing it this episode though, and then we'll have a meeting later on with the assistant manager. So transfers update. So these are the guys that are in and out of the club at the moment. We have 3 players signed on loan, and we have 4 players loaned out. Let's look at the 3 that have come in on loan. First of all, we have Martin Martens, 29-year-old midfielder. Plays mainly in the hole, but he can also play on the left side of midfield, left attacking midfield, and also as a central midfielder. Doesn't look too bad. You know, technically he's pretty well rounded, and his mentals are pretty good as well. Lots of 15s and 14s in there. Some of the physicals could be higher, but I don't think it's terrible. I think this is a good player, and I'm expecting him to start most of the games, I think. Moving on, we've got Yinti Canapil, 17 years old, very young. He can play on either wing. He can also play as a striker. Only 17 years old, so plenty of improvement from this guy. I think he could be world class in the future. Looking at his potential, he could be very, very good. Very pacey, apparently. It's explosive pace. Oh, that is explosive. 18 pace and 18 acceleration. So I think we do need to try and get this guy some games this season. He's only 17, so I think if we give him some games in the domestic cup and give them some substitute appearances, maybe we'll see what happens with that. And the last loanee is Albion Musaki, Albanian striker from Genk. So we'll see what happens with him. What's his report like? Again, very good potential. Currently, he isn't fantastic, but I think, you know, with with some game time, I think he'll be okay. He's our 5th choice striker apparently, but we'll look into that a bit more. We have 4 players out on loan. I'm not going to look into those just yet. New subscriptions, I'll delete these as I go if I don't want them. So let's have a look at the background of Cercle Brugge then. So they were founded in 1899, and their stadium, as I said, is one that is shared with Club Bruges. Looking at their facilities, 2.5-star youth facilities, 3-star training facilities, average junior coaching, and above average youth recruitment. There's no point asking to improve them this season because we just don't have the money to do so, I don't think. So there's no point asking about that. Fierce rivals, it says Club Bruges, of course, City rivals. Looking at their silverware, 3 Belgian Pro League titles. The first of those was in 1911, and then they won 2 more in 1927 and in 1930. So they haven't really won any. They haven't won any titles since the war. 3 Belgian Second League titles. They were in. I don't remember, but their last one was 2003. Was the last time they got promoted. So since then they've been in the top flight, and then this past season they went back down. They've won the Belgian Cup twice, according to this. Yeah, the most recent one was in 1985. They were runners-up in 96, well, in 86, the year after. Also in 96, 2010, and 2013. So I'm hoping we can get a decent cup run. And I do have a bonus if I do win it. We'll see what happens with the Belgian Cup. And then the only European competition they've been in is they were in the Europa League in 2011. Because, of course, they won the Belgian Cup. Or they were runners-up, rather. They got knocked out by North Assist Famagusta in the 3rd qualifying round. And they were in the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup in 86 and in 1997. Since then, apart from that, no European competition. So that's the club, really. Been a bit up and down since their founding in 1899. They've been up and down quite a lot. So we'll see what happens with them this year. Let's see how far we can take them. So let's meet the players. We're going to hold a team meeting. We're going to introduce ourselves as the manager. Okay, so 23 players happy with the new manager. I'm going to go cautious to say cautious and say we can go on and win promotion. Expectations acceptable. No one unhappy with that. That is exactly the sort of reaction I was after. So everybody was happy with that, it seems. There was not one person who was neutral or had decreased morale. Let's speak to the captain, Hans Cornelis. Gauge the feeling in the dressing room. Players are really content and they're generally happy on and off the pitch. I'm sure some more performances and victories will only help to keep this up. So that's good. So let's continue on, and we'll have a meeting with our assistant coach. Okay, right, I'm going to unsubscribe from Liverpool now because I don't want to know about them, even though they are my favourite team. So Liverpool went in for Nzonzi, and there's been things for Wisdom. Okay, we've had a friendly cancel because there's a clash with a Club Brugge locker and fixture. I don't know if that... Does that mean that Club Brugge get first dibs on the stadium? I'm pretty sure that's not what happens. But that's been cancelled, so we need to try and rearrange this for friendly. We'll do it for about here. Let's just do that if we can. There we go. So we'll have a look at the fixtures there. So our first second league fixture is against WS Brussels. It's away from home. So we don't have any like derby games in this league. I don't recognise. Well, I recognise Antwerp, of course. Well, and there's Brussels there, but apart from that, no, not a lot of teams that I recognise here. So I don't think there's any games we have to specifically look out for unless there's teams which are close to us in the league. So right, let's attend the meeting with our assistant manager, Jerko Tipuric. Inter-squad friendly? No, I don't see a point in that. It's pointless. Yep, give me a written report. Give me a meeting with my backroom staff. Send me on a fortnightly basis. Right, agent offers future prospect or transfers to players. You arrange for friendlies and I'll take charge. You can do the opposition instructions. I'll do the press conferences. That's fine. I'll do team talks. You can do the youth team in terms of training. That's it. So that's done. So Cercle Brugge report. Here we are. There's a team report, so that will give us the depth and stuff. Martin Martins is apparently our best player, so he will be, well, playing most of the games, I think. Let's look at our team report. So it tells us the depth and stuff. So our 2 goalkeepers are pretty young, are not very good. They're kind of young, so we'll have to do something about that, I think. But we do have a lot of potential in the squad, so we'll have a look at it in depth in a minute. We'll meet back from staff. Let's see what these guys are saying. Okay, right there on free kicks. Yeah, we'll do that. Corners. Throw-ins. So there's youth prospect reports here in the under 21s and the under 19s. So that's that. We'll continue on. I think we'll have a press conference here. Okay, right. Their schedule's too busy, so I'll leave that. I'll see if I can arrange more friendlies though. So we've been hired as manager. Let's move on one more day. We'll come up to the press conference, which is there. Now we'll have a look at the squad. So, general info. So the first team squad. Let's see who we've got here. So, let's start with the goalkeepers then. So Miguel Van Dam is the older of the 2 goalkeepers, 20 years of age. Plenty of fitness. He's pacey. His goalkeeping stuff, good communications. That's all right to have. Handling, reflexes, and pushing out. So yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Again, good potential, but I think we need an experienced goalkeeper. So I think we need to try and get one loaned in, or look for a free agent. We need to sell players. We absolutely have to sell players. The other goalkeeper is 17-year-old Thomas de B. Again, pretty good potential, but again, currently not really up to scratch. Let's move on. Hans Cornelis is the club captain, 31-year-old. He plays on right back. Yeah, he's a good player. He's going to be our first choice right back. We do need another one though as backup, it seems. Dennis de Kegel, 20 years old. Doesn't look like he can do much now, but I think there's plenty of youth in this team, and I think we need to try and give that youth a chance. I think that is going to be the key to this first season, because we have very lot of money. We're going to have to use some of our under 21 and under 19 players. There's no two ways about it. We won't have a lot of time to won't have a lot of ability to sign players, so that's a shame. Who else have we got? In fact, let's just go assistant reports. We'll have a look at our best players. So Martin Martins, we've already gone through as our best player. Richard Sukutapasu, German striker, 24 years old. Very well rounded physically. Natural fitness is 17. Decent pace with 16. Strong as well with 16. So this guy looks pretty good. I'm happy with this guy as a first choice striker. Don't know if he can play as a lone striker or if we need someone partnered. Target man is his best role apparently. So I don't know if we're going to have him alongside another striker or not. Defender, we've got Noé Ducen here, 22 years old. Looks very good for his age. Still got potential as well. I think this is going to be a key centre-back, this guy. 22, he can still improve as well. So I'm liking the look of him. He'll be a first-choice centre-back. Junior Kabanaga, sounds like Kabanga, that South African chant that was at the World Cup. Another good striker. So if we are going to go with a 2-striker formation, then it will definitely be this guy and Richard. I'm not going to call him his surname. We'll call him Richard, I think. In terms of attacking midfield on the left, we've got Christophe Dehaene, 24 years old. Can play any way down the left, really. Very versatile winger. He could play a wing back or a left back, like full back, or just on the left midfield. So this guy he's going to be important down the left. We can play him anywhere there. So he will definitely be starting some games this season. Thibaut Van Acker, 22-year-old defensive midfielder. If we are going to go with a defensive midfielder, then this is the guy, really, I think, it seems. So I don't know what I'm going to do here in terms of formation. I'll look into it. Bart Boyce is a left back, so I think he will be our first choice left back, and in his absence we'll be starting that Dehaene guy. Faris Haroun. I know that name. Did he sign for Villa or something? Middlesbrough. Yeah, he used to play for Middlesbrough in the Championship for 2 seasons really, before he moved to Blackpool, and he came here on a free. Doesn't look too bad, central midfielder, so I think he'll be starting some games. At right back, there's Hans Cornelis, we've gone through him already. Tim Smolders, another central midfielder, 33 years old, so he's a bit on the old side now. But he looks like he can still do a job, so we'll see what happens with him. If he does well, then we'll keep him. If not, then I think we'll move him on. Stipe Beselic Grgic, Croatian. He's a central attacking midfielder, so I guess in the absence of Martins, he'll be playing some games. Still looks pretty good. So I think, yeah, there's going to be definitely some rotation in the squad as well. Jonas Ivans, 29-year-old central defender, could partner the other guy. Could partner Dussen. Also some good defenders here in Steph Wills. Pierre Bourdin looks like he's a huge potential, this guy, 20 years old, so I think he'll need to start some games in defence as well. Looking at some of the more like utility players now, Joey Gadi, 3-star false 9. Ball winning midfielder Ismaila Ndiaye. Sam Valker, striker. So lots of potential here amongst these like younger guys down here, but as I say, currently I'm not sure if they can do the job. Looking at our under 21s, as I said, plenty of potential here. Looking at Matthew Martins here. In fact, there's more than that. Look at all this. Look at this potential down here. Jeffrey Rijkaard, midfielder. Saron, Iket, Van der Waal, Verkindir, Diwale, Stylens is on loan. So some potential there. And looking at under 19s, once again, lots of potential here. Quinten Correls, De Klerk, there's Van der Weel again. So yeah, plenty of potential, and I think we do need to try and get these guys some game time this season. And then, so yeah, looking at looking down the corner of our transfers, we have 0 transfer budget, and our wage budget is minus £7,000. So we are already overspent on our wages. So I think we do need straight away to try and get rid of some of these players. Who is our highest earners? Let's have a look at some of these contracts. So our highest earner is Martin Martins on £9.5 a week. So our wage budget basically, to try and balance that out, we need to sell our best player, which won't be happening. I don't know how many of his wages we're actually paying though, because he's on loan, isn't he? So let's see. Monthly fee of 0. Loan contract £9.5 a week. So that's how much of it we're paying, I think, because he earns 19,250 from Palk. So that's how much we're actually paying towards his wages. So I need to definitely have a look at who I need to sell. I think we do need to try and buy people, but that's just not an option right now. Looking at our depth then, if we look at it by position. So goalkeepers, we don't have any experience there really. Central defenders, I think we're fine. I think we're fine. We've got 4 very good defenders there. One with a lot of potential as well. Left backs, I don't think it's that bad. We got that guy on the left as well, that Dehaney, but he can't play very well as a left back, it seems. But I think our Boarding can play on the left as well, so we might be okay at left back. I think we definitely need a backup right back for Cornelis, because those other guys can't do the job at all. Not looking at wing backs, won't be using them. Defensive midfield, we've got Van Acker and we've got Ndiaye, so I think we're okay there. Central midfield, I think we're fine. Looking out wide, I think we'll be using attacking midfielders on the left and right, not really just wide midfielders. So on the right, we've got that Canapiel who's on loan, so we don't really have an attacking midfield on the right. On the left, we're fine. So I think we need to strengthen this right side, and going up front, there's no problems there, that's fine, and attacking midfield is fine. So I think we need maybe 3 players. I think we'll have to look at affiliate clubs. I think we only have 1 though, and that's Sporting Lisbon, so we'll have to look into them. So I think we need a right attacking midfielder, a right fullback, and an experienced goalkeeper. So that's what we're looking for. So I think that's going to do it for today. So let's just look at the squads, and we looked at the fixtures. So yeah, I think that'll do it. So in the next video, which will probably be Wednesday, because I have to play through all the pre-season, of course. So I think Tuesday, tomorrow, will be kind of a day off of this, and then I'll focus on other stuff. and then we'll play pre-season, and the next video will be coming out on Wednesday when we'll play the first game of the league, which is against WS Brussels. I don't know how they've been doing. Let's have a look. They've been in Division 2 for a while. They were actually in the 3rd tier back in 2011. They've just come up. They've come up since then. So yeah, that's it really. That's going to do it for today's video. I'm looking forward to this. I hope you are too. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.